Here we go. All right. Good morning, Everyday Leaders. I am so excited. This is Melanie Ake with Everyday Leaders Platform. And as promised, I am trying to add value to you through COVID-19. I am a John Maxwell Certified Leadership Development Coach, speaker, and trainer. And my platform is Everyday Leaders. And so what I've learned about being an everyday leader is that you do things every day to show up with consistency, to add value to your life, and so that you can add value to others. And what we know is if you don't fill your cup up, you don't have anything to give. And part of the lessons of being part of the John Maxwell team is to lift and celebrate others as they are really changing the world. And so here's what's great. Oh, I have. Let's see if we can get her in. So I'm very excited to share with everyone this morning the other colleagues of the John Maxwell team that are doing amazing things to change the world. So here with us today to share a little bit about what's happening for the next couple of Saturdays. And they are going to inspire and transfer the energy of the John Maxwell Team Global Youth Initiative, changing youth in our world all across the globe. So I have with me today a panel of Donna Rice. Welcome, Donna. Good morning.
Good morning.
Jean,
so glad to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Jean, Crasta, and
Hello.
and good morning. And Glennis, I don't even know how to pronounce your last name. Isn't that hilarious?
It's D'Souza. Glennis
D'Souza, just like it
That's
looks.
fine. Good morning, Melanie and everybody. Jean and Donna. And everybody watching.
Yes,
Ladies,
good morning, everybody. And if you made the time to be here, thank you so much.
This is a wonderful time for us to be able to celebrate all of and that we're learning from John Maxwell, which is to add significance to the world, figuring out ways to inspire others to change within them. And today we know that our youth is so incredibly underserved, right? The youth in America and all over the world. And so I've invited you today to share with what's going on, this global youth initiative, what this is about. And to help people understand how their kids can now be served tomorrow, that Saturday, November 7th, and Saturday, November the 14th. So, Donna, I want you to tell us a little bit about you and your journey with John Maxwell, and why this is so important to you.
My journey with John Maxwell has been absolutely amazing, Melanie. And for one of the reasons is that I had an opportunity to meet you and to do some great work together with you, with Jean, and with Glennis as well. I came to John Maxwell looking for youth content. And for many of the John Maxwell team members, we all came for different reasons. I actually didn't know about John, and I had a resource center where I served children and families, and I wanted some really rich content and some ways in which I could add so much value to the lives of young people in my community. And I went out there looking for material. I wanted content that was proven and credible with lots of integrity and that was rich, that I knew would add value to their lives. And when I started to search, the first program or the first organization that I came upon was actually John Maxwell, and he had programs for youth. And it just so happened that when I was looking for this content was actually during the Global Youth Initiative in 2017, I believe. And it was perfect timing for me. So it was youth that led me to the John Maxwell team. And that's how I give back to the youth, by sharing the amazing content that we have available to us through John Maxwell, through the work that he has done his entire life.
That's wonderful. And you had so much value because your son is actually a part of the youth initiative.
Yes, actually, Jake joined the John Maxwell team in the adult program when he was 10. So I think you've all had an opportunity to meet him, and now as a teenager, his life has transformed so much as a result of being part of this organization and benefiting from the training that we have and the training that he's taken as a young person as well. He has had the opportunity to pour into youth through the work that he's done through teachings and trainings and coaching, and Jean and Glynis and I also had an opportunity to work together in Toronto in past global youth initiatives where Jake was present, and Glynis and Jean, I think they both taught with Jake. So it's been an incredible journey, and certainly from my own personal perspective as a parent, the value that is added to my family, my life, and to Jake's life as a young person is just been absolutely priceless.
Yep. And people that know you understand that. You know, we all are so proud of just this journey. You're so inspiring because we know that even if we don't have children, we have nieces and nephews and people in our neighborhood that we can empower and inspire to say, you know what, if you believe you can do something, you can. You need resourced. And so that's what I love about this program, and love that you ladies are here to celebrate this and your journey. So, Donna, thank you so much for sharing. And I want to go to Glynis. Glynis, tell us about your journey with John Maxwell and this process.
You know what, Melanie, when I was here listening to Donna, and I was thinking how similar her story was to mine, because I've been a part of Toastmasters, the organization, now for about 10 years. Through Toastmasters, I've done several youth leadership programs, which are 8-week courses on public speaking and leadership. And when I came to the John Maxwell team in 2017, just like Donna, I was first very fascinated with just the personal development and growth content that was there for adults. But when I actually saw that they had a youth component to it, and that Nick Vujicic was the ambassador for the youth program, and there was so much of rich content, it was like as if, I discovered a treasure, a treasure that gave me the content that now that I could use my public speaking experience on leadership and then combine it with the John Maxwell content. So I actually run youth public speaking and communication and leadership courses all through the year. But I'm so excited about the GYI, the Global Youth Initiative, because it is a chance for us twice a year, in March and in October. Of course, we are in November now, to actually reach. Our goal is 100,000 youth all across the world, because so much needs to be done. Our youth brings so many values and so many talents to the table, but somehow sometimes they don't know how to channel those strengths into then becoming aware of their own strengths, and how they can then add value to others. So I think that the John Maxwell content and the GYI content is going to show them self-awareness first, and then how they can bring value to others. So I'm so excited about being part of the John Maxwell team.
Oh,
I think we got lost Melanie for a minute.
I know we've been having some internet issues this morning. I'm so sorry. Yes. So,
There you go.
so it is so important, right? Because everything that we do, we talk about role modeling. And so many times when there are people that are watching us and we don't even know that they're watching us. And so the character that we develop within, that really goes to influence the behaviors of people around us. And we have to remember that those actions every single day. And so we really need to be able to every day, right, inspire our lives and try to find ways to show up to add value. So I love that you're a part of this, Glenn. Thank you so much for sharing. And now, Jean, I love you. I've been following you. You've been doing Facebook Lives and inspiring people for your journey. And so tell us about you and what's inspired you to be a part of this program.
Well, for me, it's been always about the one-on-one, right? Rather than large groups. It's about inspiring the one-on-one. I remember when I was a kid, and we had family issues growing up and challenges. We had a youth movement called Young Students Movement, and this one lady called Susan Abraham, she made us repeat this phrase: God does not make junk, I am unique. And she made us repeat, would you repeat after me? God does not make junk, I am unique. That phrase branded my mind forever. And every time I went through challenges as a youth, as a budding adult, I'm like, no, I'm not meant to go down. I'm meant to impact the world in a more powerful way. If I can speak even a quarter of this belief into our youth today, because they're wonderful, they're full-fledged, they're grappling with so many challenges. They have technology right at their fingertips, and so many challenges that come with technology that we don't even appreciate. So, in all their challenges, if I can speak that core belief in their minds that they have the power to choose, they have the power to know their uniqueness and develop in their uniqueness, it's going to, even if that I impact that one child, it's going to make a huge world of difference. So that's where I come in, and that's my passion.
Oh, that is so awesome. And so you guys decided to put this program together. I know John Maxwell material, right? He's of a person of faith. And so when we say these are principles, these are foundations to live your life by, and helping people believe that they have value, right? People of value, adding value to people. And so some of these programs allow us to give the children assessments, right? Assessing what they believe about themselves, because we know that's where it starts. And if we can help them change those beliefs, that's what's going to really inspire them to say, I can make a difference in the world.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. We do have something called as a youth exploratory report, and that's offered free to, if you're listening to your group, to your team, it's offered free. Now it helps the children understand the unique wiring. Now this is a report you can also share with parents, guardians, with teachers. And once they understand how each child is wired, they're able to adjust their communication and expectations. And the most important is it helps the child realize I do not have to be like B and C. I'm wired in my own unique way. It kind of gives them the freedom to behave in the way they are comfortable with and then reach out for excellence.
Mm. I love that, the uniqueness, right? Because we all know that we're designed by God in a unique fashion. We all have this purpose to reach our potential. And sometimes the people that are around us, they may have our best interest in heart, but they may also have fears that they're dealing with. And so it doesn't allow us to become who we are. And sometimes, as we've all realized, until later in life, do we see, wow, if I would have believed something differently when I was younger, think of the impact that we could have made. Right? And so that's what really inspires us to connect to this whole purpose and say, gosh, if I can help you realize things a little bit earlier and then help you with modeling and helping you connect to the resources, to really start to believe differently, that's where the power comes from. And especially today in this world where we're all influenced by so many things that draw us away, right? The media and the social media, and the bullying that happens in schools and even online, right? It's still happening. It doesn't go away just because our situation changes. I want you to speak a little bit about, the conversation has come up so much right now about kids that are, that now COVID, right? They have been isolated. And so I'd like for you just as a group to kind of speak into what you believe the value in this program can deliver for kids that are feeling just isolated and not connected.
So that connection is the key part of it, Melanie, and that is the reason that our Global Youth Initiative started back in I believe the first one was in 2017. And it was about using the people that we have, the resources that we have, to go out and connect to children around the world. And we're probably, 30,000 plus coaches on the John Maxwell team now, which is amazing. And if you think about that, if you think about the number of lives that all of those coaches can touch, and not everyone comes to the John Maxwell team to serve youth. There are many people that are serving individuals, that are serving businesses, that are in the corporate world, many different niches. Yet twice a year, in April and in October, our purpose and our mission is to go and serve youth regardless of what we do year in and year out. So that's about that's connecting. So we have coaches from around the world, and we connect and come together. So for example, Jean and Glynis, Jake and I traveled to Toronto from Montreal to connect with youth there. So it is about that connection. And it doesn't matter what the physical distance is right now, and that's what's so important in the challenge that we are faced with. And I know everyone talks about social distancing, and I've said from the very beginning, it's physical distancing, and socially we have to remain connected. And we are so blessed to be part of an incredible team that intentionally twice a year focuses on their youth. And everybody and anyone can do this. So you don't have to have that expertise. You don't have to have worked with youth before. And as you said, Melanie, you could be an aunt, an uncle, you could be a brother, a sister, a grandparent, or anyone that serves through your community, through the school system, through your church, through sports organizations. And that's how we bring that connection together, which is so critical and so important when we are physically distancing, when kids are not in school, when they're not spending time with their friends, is to keep that social connection going, and not necessarily because we're texting or we're playing video games or they're on social media. It's really connecting exactly like we are today, using the resources that we have available to us and intentionally going out there and connecting.
Yep. I love it. Go ahead, Glenn.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was listening to Donna, she was talking about connection, and we are going to be addressing a very important topic in our Global Youth Initiative, which is comparison. Lots of the youth compare themselves then when they are on social media to others. But we are addressing this very important topic about not comparing yourselves to others, like Jean mentioned, but also how to tackle failure. One of the topics that we're tackling tomorrow is the fear of failure. All of us have this fear that we may fail, right? So we're going to teach them about how the different failure traps that we can fall into, like the comparison trap or the mistake trap or the self-image trap, thinking you're not enough, and then how to use this content that we're going to give them, this topic about self-awareness, to know themselves so that they can take those fears that they're facing and use them actually as a stepping stone to propel themselves towards success. So I think that's a very important topic as well towards in our youth these days, is that they think they have to be perfect and they cannot fail. But we're going to teach them that, failure can actually be a good thing. You can fail forward to success. And so sometimes you win and sometimes you learn, is what we are going to touch upon tomorrow and in the next week as well.
Excellent. And so, Jean, tell us about the structure of the program.
Great. The structure of the program, I believe, is going to be, you know what? I'm going to give that question on to Glynis because she's been spearheading this. So, Glynis, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, and the structure of the program is it's just going to be 90 minutes. So the kids all log into the Zoom link at 2:00. They come in there, we do a quick intro session, etc. We may even play a little bit of a game, introductory game or something. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to do the youth exploratory report, the one that Jean mentioned. And so that at the end of that, maybe the first 10 minutes or so, they're going to have their personality type report. They can take a screenshot of it so that they know what their strengths are, what their growth areas are, and what their possible career choices could be as well. After we finish the youth exploratory report, each of us, we're going to have about 4 of us on the call, John Maxwell Team coaches, we are going to take one separate lesson on sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, that I just mentioned, the different traps, the failure traps. We're going to talk about 5 minutes each on that. And then we're going to have breakout rooms which I know that all of the youth enjoy. And in the breakout rooms, they're going to get a chance to share about what they learned in the lesson so far, appoint one person to be the spokesperson, and then when we come out into the main session, we'll have a chance to really hear what they've shared in their rooms and possibly any questions that they have. So it's going to be very interactive. It's going to be very fun. It's going to be a very much of a learning experience for all of the youth.
It's wonderful. And so for people that want to sign up, if you're looking at the notes here on YouTube, LinkedIn, any of the links that you're watching on Facebook, any of the posts that we're sharing, go to the link so you can register, because it's at 2 p.m. tomorrow, 2 to 3:30 tomorrow on November the 7th, as well as Saturday, November the 14th. So there's 2 sessions. So if you can't make it tomorrow for some reason, we wanted to make sure to promote this out. So, sign up, everybody all over the world. You can participate, right? So there's not a place that you have to come to. You don't have to get on a plane. If you have an opportunity, if you're hosting a group on Saturdays, this is a great opportunity to learn and to get people together. We have plenty of room on the internet to host you. So we would love
Absolutely do.
But you do have to register. You do have to register. So jump on there on this link. If you need information, you can contact any of us here online. You can go to everydayleaders.com. You can contact me and I can get the message to this team. Or, you can sign up, register as a parent, and then help your children through this.
Absolutely.
And so the key ages, so the ages for this are 10 to 18, correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. And if you have other kids that are outside of those ages and you think that it's something that they will be able to engage in, then we will absolutely welcome them. And we actually please help us reach our goal of serving over 1 million kids. We're pretty close. Since the beginning of the Global Youth Initiative with the John Maxwell team, we have served almost 1 million kids. And now we're still calculating our numbers. We still have time to go out and touch the lives of kids. And I would say not time, but we have a responsibility, especially during these difficult times. We have a responsibility to go out and support our youth. And we want to do that in great numbers. And we're pushing for 1 million kids. We want to get more than 1 million kids. And hopefully you'll be able to help us do that.
That's amazing. It just warms my heart to think, if there's one person, you say every day, if you can change one person's life, if you have kids on this, you may be changing and influencing their lives so that they can influence even their parents or their great parents, right? To say, now is the time for you to invest in your own life, your own personal growth, and start to develop things that you never maybe thought possible. That's what I love about this. It's all about bringing value. And you ladies are just phenomenal leaders in your communities. And so I really celebrate you today and all the things that you're doing.
Awesome.
Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank
The
you.
link will be with the StreamYard. And the leaving message that I would leave is, if you're on the fence if somebody needs to hear it or not, chances are that they will benefit from hearing it. So just go out and, register them, and we'll take care of them when they're here.
Absolutely. I want, just before we leave, because we're about at 23 minutes, which is great, right? Because I know you guys are all on time schedules. Tell me one thing that you want a child to take away from this lesson tomorrow and next Saturday.
That they're unique and that they matter.
And what I'd like to say is that it's okay to fail, because failure is a stepping stone to success. You don't have to be perfect. Just be who you are.
And I want to actually emphasize something that Glenna said, because I think it's really important, and it's something that we as adults very often struggle with. And I know our motivation for pouring into the lives of kids is to make sure that we can set them up for success and to maybe ease the path a little for them so that they may not have to deal with some of the issues that we've had to deal with in our upbringing. But Glennis talked about comparison, and we are going to talk about the comparison trap tomorrow. But I really, the message that I want children to understand or youth to understand is you don't have, the only person that you're competing with is yourself. You don't have to be better than somebody else. You don't have to be different than somebody else. You don't have to look at someone else and say, oh, I want to be like that or be as good as that. You are only competing with yourself. So get better than you were yesterday, today. Just make sure that you're leveling up every day, but only competing with yourself.
Excellent lessons, excellent takeaways. Ladies, I love you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Thank you for continuing to add value to me in my life. And everyone, join in. Learn to be everyday leaders. This is an everyday practice. So when you get on this initiative, if you have a child, you're interested, you can help inspire anyone in your life to become leaders. This is what it's all about. And so we invite you, please register, contact us if we can help you, because what I know, everyday leaders do change the world. And this is how it happens. So join us on our journey. And please reach out if we can help you. And ladies, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Donna.
Thanks, Melanie. Thank you,
Bye.
Melanie, for changing
Thank
the
you.
world.
Bye.
Thanks, Gina and
Bye.
Glennis. Bye. Thanks.
Bye, ladies. Thank you.